Hello everyone, my name is Kieran. Welcome to another Manchester United live preview. Tonight we are previewing the Southampton game on the weekend, 5:30 kickoff. I'm excited for it. I am excited for it, even though our recent form has not been great at all. I am still very much excited for it. Of course, it's Man United. You're never going to get tired of watching that team. And, you know, it's going to be a difficult game, I feel. It's going to be a difficult game. Two teams which are coming into it off the back of kind of poor form, but one team in Southampton who are in dire straits at the moment. Only 8 points in the season so far, sitting 18th in the table, joint rock bottom of the Premier League. So they're going to be looking for a win against United to get them back up the table. Equally, Jose Mourinho is definitely under the cosh. Not getting a win in his last 3 games, so he's going to want to prove to the fans, he'll want to do well for the fans, and want to get a few doubters off his back as well. A few things that Jose Mourinho mentioned in his press conference was that Alexis Sanchez is out for a sustained period of time after an injury picked up in training. But in good news, Diogo Dalot is set to start his first match in the Premier League for Manchester United, something which was a long time coming for a lot of fans who saw his performance against Young Boys in his first game for Manchester United and found him very, very impressive. So I'm very much looking forward to Dalot playing in that fullback spot, and I think he can offer a lot more than some of the other players we've had play there. Welcome Man United fans and welcome Dazo on the stream. Thanks for joining as well. Welcome Yash. Thank you very much for joining. Guys, if you've got anything to say at all, as usual, please do leave your thoughts in the live chat. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. And of course, if you are watching this as a video, please do get your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also check out all the links in the description down below, including my Twitter and also all the channels that I really do recommend. So please do go and check them out. And also, whilst you're there as well, go and check out the latest article that I wrote for Red Devils Daily. I have been writing a few articles recently for them, and the latest one is on David De Gea's new contract extension, which is great news for everyone, that the club has decided to extend his deal by 1 more year, trigger that clause in his contract, which is great, and it does sell any uncertainty over his future, for now at least. So that's what I wrote the article about. If you want to go check it out, links in the description down below, and don't be afraid to let me know what you think of it. Yash says, if Dalot is playing, will Jose drop Shaw? I mean, I hope not. I hope Dalot can play on the right back. I would love to see Shaw left back, Dalot right back. I think that'd be a great kind of 2 fullback partnership, if you know what I mean, because they can both go forward. We've seen against Young Boys, Dalot was putting in some really, really good crosses, so I'm looking forward to that. And I think if Dalot could play with Lukaku, then I think Lukaku would be really welcoming that, because he's actually got a lot better service there in Diogo Dalot. So I think he definitely would welcome that, definitely. And I mean, yeah, obviously, as you said, yes, it'll be a change from Ashley Young, the change from the norm. And I think a lot of United fans have been crying out for this. They want a change from Ashley Young. And also Dalot, we've seen what happened to Victor Lindelof as well, being named Manchester United Player of the Month. Well deserved. Really did put in a good shift and has been improving over the last few months. But we've seen what happens to these players when they get sustained a period of time in the team. Consecutive games and confidence from the manager, gives the player confidence, and they play a lot better, and it looks like that's what happens for Lindelof, and I hope the same thing can happen for Dalot, because the only way he's going to be able to get used to the Premier League is by playing there. And I think out of the fullback options that we've got, I think he's definitely up there as someone who should be starting every single week. So yeah, obviously he looks like he's kind of for certain in the team, and I will be giving you my team lineup prediction in kind of 10-15 minutes time. But of course we're going to start off by talking about Southampton, and they're not having a great season at the moment. Obviously Mark Hughes, former United player as well, managing them, and he'll definitely want to try and get a win over Manchester United. Even when he was managing Stoke and other Premier League clubs, you know, he's always wanted to beat Manchester United, always wanted to beat his former side, so he'll definitely be wanting to get one over on Jose Mourinho once again. And yeah, he's going to really want to do that. And I think Southampton, the way they've been playing this season, would not suggest that they'd be able to. You know, 8 points from 13 games, 18th in the table. And I think Mark Hughes is very, very much under scrutiny and under a lot of pressure, which is kind of the similarity between the two teams. Both managers come into this game under a lot of pressure from both their fans, and I think potentially Mark Hughes, if results continue not to go his way, he could be one of the first people to go, one of the first managerial casualties of the Premier League. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I do predict that Mark Hughes will be one of the first Premier League managers to be sacked, after, of course, the Fulham manager as well, who's been replaced by Claudio Ranieri. Welcome Matthew Jones and welcome Rashford as well. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it, guys. But Southampton, you know, definitely have some decent players in there. You know, Nathan Redmond, Charlie Austin as well has a decent goal scoring record. But yeah, they've got some decent players. There's no doubt about it. You know, Gabbiadini as well, who's previously in the Capital One Cup final a few years ago, scored 2 against us and potentially should have had a third, although it was ruled offside. But you know, they've got some decent players. They just haven't been, you know, putting it together this season. But you never know. It just takes one game, you know, one good 20 minutes for the team to click, all the confidence to come back. And if they do beat us on Saturday, then definitely they will be, you know, really coming into their own. And I think it could turn their season around. But if we do go there and beat them, I don't see much hope for them, and Mark Hughes as well. I think Mark Hughes' career out Southampton would be coming to an end if we did beat them, because they're so far behind, and they don't look like they're going to be getting out of it, to be honest. So unfortunately, if you are a Southampton fan out there, it's not looking good. But you know, all the more reason why we should be beating them. But again, it does give them reason to be, you know, reason to be optimistic, and also reason to kind of throw caution to the wind and go, you know what, you know, we don't need to worry. You know, we're playing Manchester United. There's no expectations on us. Let's go out there. Let's press them from the front. Let's use the home crowd. And you never know. It's the Premier League. It's the best, most entertaining league in the world. So you never know what's going to happen on the day, of course. Oh yeah, Matthew Jones, United Fan Focus are going to be going live at 9 o'clock. So if you guys want to check their channel out and hit that notification bell to be notified when they do go live tonight, their link's in the description down below. And I will be there, don't you worry about that. Man United Fan 10 says Southampton, Man United to beat Southampton 2-0. I tell you what, I'll take that. You know, again, we need to get back to winning ways in the Premier League. You know, not a win in our last 3 Premier League games. Drawing to Crystal Palace, it's not been good. So we need to give the fans something to shout about. But to tell you what, this is kind of the pattern that we've seen this season, really. You know, if it's been a really, really up and down season, which is it's disappointing because we wanted more consistency, especially after last season. But this season, it really has been an up and down season, which is not what you need if you're going to challenge for big trophies. Roger said, I think Diogo Dalot will play. Well, obviously, I guess, obviously, Jose Mourinho kind of spoiled it for us by saying, or spoiler alert, by saying that, you know, Dalot will start against, Dalot will start against Southampton. So we know Dalot will be in the team, which is great news from my point of view. But Eric Bailly is an interesting one. I'm not sure if he's going to play Eric Bailly, especially after he played Smalling and Jones in the Champions League against Young Boys. Now, he might go down the route of resting both of them, but I also could potentially see he could bring Eric Bailly back in there. I think Smalling is definitely going to stay, so it's just whether it's going to be Jones or Bailly. And I think I would definitely hope it's going to be Bailly, but in my prediction, again, another spoiler, I have gone with Phil Jones. So, yeah, I do hope Bailly plays, to be honest, because I want to see Bailly get back into the side and, again, have the similar effect that Lindelof had by playing, you know, consecutive games, getting back into the side. Although there are some rumours that potentially Eric Bailly has been frozen out of the team by Jose Mourinho, which is definitely not what you want to hear after the brilliant season that he had last season. Yasha, Southampton lost to Fulham last week. They're in pathetic form, but you never know. They all become stars when they play us. Exactly. You know, the home crowd, you know, they know that if they did win this game, it'd be such a huge confidence booster for them. So you never know. They could definitely turn up, use the home crowd to their advantage, and we could get utterly embarrassed. If you remember, when we played West Ham, they weren't in the best of form, and they came to play us, and they blew us away. So again, you never know. That they can use the home crowd to their advantage. An early goal for Southampton could completely turn the game on its head. So we have to look out for that. Definitely, we have to look out for it. Welcome, Tom McMillan Vlogs. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Please do leave a like, guys, if you haven't already as well. I'd really appreciate that. Man United fan stand says, I did the preview last night, Rashford. Oh yeah, go and check out Man United fan stand as well in the link in the description down below if you haven't already. Rashford said, oh yes, but right, yeah. Yash says, Danny Ings is injured, Austin not in great form, Southampton will struggle, but we need to score too. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's an opportunity for some players to, get on the score sheet and get back to form. But, Southampton, they've got some decent players in there. You can't write them off. And, no team in the Premier League you can write off, especially going away from home. Although this season, our away form has definitely been much better than our home form. So that's why I'm feeling a bit more relaxed about this game. I'm not feeling too worried about it. If we were playing Southampton at home with the recent home performances that we've been putting in, I would be worried. But I am looking forward to this game, and we need to get back to winning ways, there's no doubt about it. Rashford says, Luke Shaw is a new leader for Jose now, not captain, but just the man. Yeah, Luke Shaw has come on leaps and bounds, this season, which is so good to see. I'm really enjoying his development, as most Man United fans are. And, we knew he had this in him. It was just, he was absolutely kind of, plagued by injuries, and it's great to see him back in the side and really showing what he can do, getting into the England squads now as well. So I'm sure he really is, enjoying life as well in the Manchester United team. Also, want to say, welcome Skills, welcome to stream, mate. Thanks for joining. And welcome Sports Guru, welcome to stream. Thanks for joining. Thanks to everyone who has just joined. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Sport Guru says, hi Kieran, good to see this live show again. Well, thank you very much for joining, Sport Guru, of course. You're always welcome. And thank you very much for coming and, watching, of course. So yeah, appreciate it. But yeah. Any thoughts you have on the game, please do let me know in the live chat. Yash asks, do you think Jose will be in trouble if we lose? I'm not confident of the game. If we lose and Zidane hinting return, a chance may be in place. Well, a change may be in place. Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, Zidane's son, I think it was, hinted at the fact that Zidane will be back in management very soon. I don't see him coming to United unless Jose Mourinho does get sacked. I feel that even if Jose Mourinho lost this game, I don't think the board are going to sack him. I think they're going to, kind of judge him to the same standard as they did kind of Louis van Gaal and David Moyes. When Champions League football becomes, unachievable, then I think Jose Mourinho will get the sack. Of course, we're still in the Champions League as well, so you never know. We could win the Champions League. I say that with a smile on my face because I doubt it, but, you never know, and I think they will give Jose to at least the end of the season, or at least until Champions League football isn't available. And by that time, who knows, another club could have snapped up Zidane. So, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting question, Yash. Of course, you guys can answer that as well. Do you think that, if we did lose this game, do you think Jose Mourinho would be in trouble? I think definitely the pressure would be ramped up on Jose Mourinho even more than it already is, but I don't think he'd get sacked. Rashford says, the Luke return, which means that it's a big night for Luke Shaw returning home in Southampton. Of course, actually, you're excuse me, you're right, totally. Obviously, going back to the ground, going back to the team that really brought him through the ranks as a youngster, and it's great to see. It really is great to see. So I'm. I mean, obviously, I'm sure Luke Shaw will take it professionally, but I think it'll be, a good night for him. Obviously, seeing some of his former teammates and playing against his former club. But obviously, it'd be great to see him get a goal as well. Man United fan says, guys, if you are new new to Kieran's channel, subscribe to him because he's got a phenomenal Manchester United channel. Keep up the great work, mate. Well, I'm touched by that. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it. Same with you as well. If you want to go check out Man United Fan Stand, link in the description down below. As well, guys, we're trying to hit 500 subscribers by Christmas or by New Year, depending on how it goes. So anything you guys can do to help the channel out, whether that's liking the stream, sharing the stream, or even subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, that would be really, really appreciated. So thank you so much to all you guys for really supporting me. Tom says, is Zidane coming to Man United? Because I heard United Stan talking about that he could come in January. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not sure if Zidane's going to be coming in January, Tom. I'm not sure. I feel like Jose Mourinho's not going to be sacked, as I said, until towards the end of the season when Champions League becomes unattainable. And that's why I don't see him. I would not bank on Zidane coming in January. I feel like if Zidane was going to come, it would be kind of a few weeks after Mourinho was sacked. And we also have to kind of, think of it, when Zidane would be available or not, because you never know. As I said, another big club might sack their manager, and Zidane could come in and be swooped away. So you never know at all. Welcome Rasmus, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the support, Skills. Thanks for the support, mate. Appreciate it. Yash says, saw a few news where Zidane was mentioned with players not signing contracts, and we're losing games. Hint at a change in management. Well, I mean, I guess you never know, and I think definitely obviously you got Martial contract situation, the Pogba transfer rumours, David De Gea as well. It's I don't know. I mean, I could potentially see a change in management, but I feel that again, I feel like they are going to keep Jose Mourinho to at least until at least a Champions League is unattainable. To be fair, I don't think they're going to sack him in January. I think they will wait. Raza says we're going to win because this is away. We are shit at home. Yeah, I know. To be fair, away from home we seem to be really, really good. So yeah, I think I agree. That's why I'm not so worried about this game. I'm not so kind of cautious about it. I'm actually looking forward to it. Away from home against a smaller team, we could really, really do well in this game, and I think Jose Mourinho will want his players to make a statement and give the fans something to shout about as well. Obviously there's still going to be a debate whether to start Lukaku or whether to not start Lukaku. That is the question. And I think Mourinho will go down the path of starting Lukaku. He started Lukaku. No, he did. No, I think he brought Lukaku on against Young Boys, but I think he will start Lukaku for this game. I think Mourinho will feel that Southampton away is definitely a game where Lukaku could get his confidence back. Obviously scored there last season as well in the 1-0 win. But you never know. Maybe it could be the game for Lukaku to get his confidence back. I do think Mourinho is going to start Lukaku. Eskil. Sorry, mate. Eskil. I do apologise. But yeah, as I said, correct me if I say any of your names wrong and things like that. Tom says Ting Ting Wong. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Raza says it is pretty much a Moisey to be good at away and shit at home. Exactly. I mean, there are definite shades of David Moyes, especially the home performances, all the draws that we're having. It was kind of similar as well to the Louis van Gaal season, where we just could not win a game at home. We were drawing. We drew against Stoke, against loads of other teams as well. It wasn't a good time, and it seems like those times are creeping back at Manchester United, and we need to turn them around. Welcome, United Fan Focus. Welcome to stream. Thanks for joining. By the way, guys, they will be going live at 9 PM after this. I will be joining them as well, so go and check them out in the description down below, and make sure you turn those notifications on as well. Man United Fan Stand says Mourinho out. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not sure if I'm totally Mourinho out just yet, but I think, I tell you what, as the weeks go by, a lot more people are going to be agreeing with you, mate. Rashford says, I'm loving our United groups for United. Let's keep it up and let's not allow any enemy to to be separated into rivals. Exactly, mate. We all support one football club. We're all a football family, you know, and we all have a common factor. We all support Manchester United, and we all share our opinions and stuff, and it's great. And you know, thank you very much to you guys as well who do watch these games, watch these streams, and you know, give your opinion and aren't afraid to give your opinion as well. So I can't thank you guys enough. Tom says, I hate to say it, but I think we'll draw 1-1 tomorrow. You know what? That would be an absolute disaster. It really would be a disaster. We're already 7 points off the top 4. A gap off the top 4, which has never been closed in Premier League history. I think the biggest gap that's ever been closed to the top 4 was Arsenal when they closed a 5-point gap. So it's going to be very difficult for us to get into the top 4. So really, the Champions League's our only hope at this point. Welcome S Skills on the stream. Oh, sorry. He goes for the... I realise you're already in the stream. I do apologise. He goes with a 1-0, so we've got a 1-1 and a 1-0. And as well, United Fan Focus goes with 2-0 United. Again, I'd take that all day long. As United Fan Focus is saying as well, hit that like button, guys. Please do hit that like button. Can we get to 10 likes? It'll be absolutely fantastic. Sport Guru says United will win this one. I hope so, mate. I really do hope so. Yash goes with 3-0 to Manchester United. Man United Fan says a draw is not enough to get Mourinho sacked. I mean, I don't think it would be, and again, I don't think Mourinho's going to be sacked, whatever the result, to be honest. Tom says, I say that because we should have beat Young Boys by at least 4-0, and not just managed a 1-0 from Fellaini. Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to go see my review of that, please go and check out my review if you want more of my analysis of the Young Boys game. If you haven't already, that's up on the channel. But yeah, definitely, the performance was absolutely abysmal, and we were very, very lucky to get the 1-0 win. Obviously, we were qualified for the Champions League, and you know, that's great. You know, being qualified with 1 game to go, I think with the group that we had, I don't think many people expected that, but we're qualified with 1 game to go. That game in Valencia, you know, it has no pressure on it. We can play a few of the youngsters, so yeah, it's looking all right. But obviously the performance was absolutely shocking, and we should have been beating Young Boys by a lot more, so we need to improve, definitely. Rasmus says, I don't want to be negative, but I have to say the longer this circus after Sir Alex Ferguson continues, I wonder if we're ever going to turn this around. Yeah, it does seem like after 6 years, you would have thought we would have got back on track by now, and I think the closest we were to getting back on track was last season when we were second. Obviously, Man City, you know, blew us away by 19 points, but still, I think last season we were the closest we ever were to kind of getting back to that sort of status. We were still miles away, but that was when we were the closest. And this season, it seems like we've gone backwards. Either that or the teams around us have just got better. Who knows? Man United fan says, I think we can still get top 4. I mean, it's a positive outlook. I'm not sure how many Man United fans share your opinion, but that's fair game. I think potentially we could, but we'd have to go on a really consistent winning run of games, probably like 7 or 8 win streak. And I tell you what, in this festive period, it's going to be crucial for us to keep up consistent, good performances. And if we can get a winning run going, we will shoot up the table. There's no doubt about it. Sports Guru says Mourinho's job was saved once he got his 3 points against Young Boys, regardless of how he got it. True, and I think Jose Mourinho has kind of fed off that. You know, getting the 3 points, no matter how poorly you play. And to be honest, if we are getting the results from that, if we're playing like that and getting the results, I don't mind. But when you play like that and don't get the results, like Crystal Palace, you know, like Brighton, like Spurs, you know, that's when it's not on, really. He also says last 16 will become quarters and anyone has a chance after that. Well, yeah, obviously it becomes knockout, doesn't it? You know, 2 legs, you never know. You know, all you need to do is have 1 good game when you're playing the away leg, get a couple of away goals, and you're right on the front foot. Rashford says, good that the players are becoming faster stars for 1 year or 2 year like Van Dijk, Barkley, Shaw, Loftus-Cheek. From 0 to hero, exactly. You know, it's good to see that. And also, Eskil says he has a new dog. Well, hopefully you're enjoying that new dog as well. What have you called your new dog? I'm interested to hear. And he also says Merry Christmas. Oh, it's not Christmas yet, mate. Definitely not Christmas yet. But during December, I am planning to upload every single day as kind of an advent calendar kind of thing. I tried to do it last season, but I kind of stopped it halfway through because, to be honest with you, I just ran out of ideas. But this time, I've got a lot of ideas for you guys over the Christmas period. As well, the studio and things like that is going to change to be a lot more festive, so I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to that as well. But there's going to be so many videos over the festive period as well. As the games stack up, so will the kind of so will the yes, so will the videos, of course. Fanboy says, draw at home to Palace may have killed top 4. Well, I think it could have done, definitely. The fact that, to draw 0-0 at home to Palace is shocking, to be honest. But, to get that draw, to be 7 points off top 4, again, as I said, a lead which has been pretty unassailable and has not been able to, no one's been able to come back from a 7-point deficit to get into the top 4. So, again, it's going to be very much an uphill struggle. So, I do agree with you. Man United fan as well says, we need Zidane because he's a manager who can build players and Mourinho cannot do that. Well, yeah, I think Zidane, to be fair, though, at Real Madrid, did have almost cheat codes on with the squad he had. He had a brilliant squad ready-made. So, I'm not sure how many players he actually made into good players, but there you go. Russ said, oh my God, time for us to work hard because we're getting into Dortmund or Atletico Madrid. Yeah, I mean, if we got either one of those teams, I would fear for us, to be honest, but you never know. We beat Juventus away from home, so who knows. Tom says, why do we always buy managers and players who are good for other teams, but we sign them and they play poo for us? I don't know, mate. It's just the way of the work, to be fair. It's just the way of the world, to be honest. Sports Guru says, top 4 is not possible, not because United aren't good enough, but City, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea are stronger. I'm looking forward to that. I'm here after seeing your content on Fan Vibe. Well, thank you very much, Sports Guru, as well. Really do appreciate it. And also, guys, if you haven't already, go and check out Fan Vibe in the description down below. Sign up using the link in the description down below. I post, exclusive content on there for you guys as well. And yeah, of course, if you want to go follow Sports Guru as well, go and check him out. But yeah, thanks for joining, of course, from Fan Vibe. And that is where I also kind of, link these streams and things like that after they've been uploaded and, do all this sort of stuff. There's competitions on there as well. So go and sign up to Fan Vibe in the description down below if you haven't already. S. Gill says, who's your best player? Well, I feel like right now the best player in the team is David De Gea, and I'm so happy he did sign that 1-year contract extension, or rather the contract extension got triggered in his contract. I think David De Gea, the save he made against Young Boys was absolutely unreal, and really it saved our asses, to be fair. But, of course, you guys, who's your favourite player at the moment for Manchester United? Leave your thoughts in the live chat and in the comment section down below. But I am going to get into now my predicted lineup. So this is my predicted lineup, not necessarily who I want to see, but this is my predicted lineup for the game against Southampton on the weekend. Remember, 5:30 kickoff on tomorrow. BT Sport if you're on the UK, of course. So here is my predicted lineup for the game. So there it is. We've gone with David De Gea in goal, of course. Now you see Matteo Darmian. I obviously basically replace the name Darmian with Dalot as well, because I wasn't, the option to put Dalot in there when I'm using this kind of like internet program to do this, and Dalot wasn't one of the options, so I have to put Darmian. But just think of Darmian as Dalot for now. I think unfortunately he's going to go with Smalling and Jones. I don't see him putting Bailly in there. I feel there's just a bit of issues between the two. Then I put Luke Shaw at left back, 3 in midfield. I think he's going to revert back to the Matic and Fellaini combination that we saw against Crystal Palace, and put Paul Pogba in the centre as well. And then obviously Alexis Sanchez is sidelined. I'm going to put Martial on the left. I think he is going to start rolling Lukaku, and I put Lingard on the right. Now, some of you might think, Marcus Rashford might start, But the way Mourinho seemed to react to Rashford's misses, and he's the type of manager who's very, very reactionary, so I would not be surprised if Jesse Lingard was brought in there. So there's my predicted lineup. De Gea, Dalot, Jones, Smalling, Shaw, Fellaini, Matic, Pogba, Lingard, Lukaku, and Martial. You guys can leave your thoughts on that, of course, in the live chat and in the comment section down below. Razor says, are you confident about the Arsenal game? No, not really. Especially the fact we're playing at home. We're playing at home, and our home form has been absolutely shocking. Arsenal are still on a very, very good unbeaten run as well. So it's I'm not confident for it unless Arsenal got a few injuries going into the game. I'm definitely not confident for that game. But obviously we have to get to that Wednesday night as well. So obviously, as I said, the videos will be coming thick and fast. You'll be getting a preview for that on Tuesday and then a match review on the Wednesday. So again, videos coming thick and fast, which is great for the channel and great for you guys as well if you enjoy it. Please do leave a like, guys, as well if you haven't already. Really would appreciate it. Just going to check the time quickly. 8:30 is fair enough. Tom says, my lineup is De Gea, Smalling, Lindelof, Shaw, Dalot, Pogba, Matic, Fellaini, Lingard, Rashford and Martial. So similar to my lineup, except he's gone with Rashford instead of Lukaku. Fair play, mate. I think it could definitely happen. Razor says, it is the game after this one, if I'm not mistaken yet, Wednesday night. The first midweek game of the festive period. And it's going to be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Sports Guru says, got you those few extra likes on your channel. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it. As I said, anything you guys can do to help the channel out and reach our goal of 500 subscribers by Christmas. Anything you guys can do, whether that's sharing the stream, liking the stream, anything you guys can do to help would be absolutely appreciated. I really, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate it. Rashford says, do you know how many teams has Jose spoiled? You might confuse for it, not just the performance, but I'll tell you that now. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what you mean, like at the clubs he's been at, or I mean, because I think Jose Mourinho, to be fair to him, at other clubs in Europe, Inter Milan, Porto, both won the Champions League with them. Real Madrid won the league. He's had a lot of good records with teams, but at Manchester United, it just seems to be a poison chalice for any manager that comes in because of the Sir Alex Ferguson effect, I would say. Raza says, I just saw the headline, Mourinho fears that Sanchez will be out for a long time. What do you think about that? It's a good question. Obviously, you guys, of course, will leave your thoughts on that as well. Sanchez obviously apparently picked up, I don't know, like he pulled a muscle or something in training. I don't know the full story, but it looks like he is going to be out for a while. And for me, it's not too big of a deal. I feel like, I mean, as D. Ross said there, he took the words right out of my mouth. Welcome to the stream, D. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. But yeah, I think Sanchez really hasn't been pulling his weight, so I don't think we're going to miss him that much. I think, yes, he's got tremendous quality when he wants to, but I don't think we're going to miss him that much. But again, you'd rather have him in the squad to potentially use than not have him. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I would say I'm not too down about it. I'd rather he get injured than someone like Martial or, someone a bit more important, or De Gea, of course. But that's what I think about that. But obviously, as a Man United player, you have to wish him a speedy recovery because we know what he can do on his day, and he's produced some good moments for us as well and some good performances, but just not enough really to justify how much he's getting paid a week, to be honest. But yeah, guys, as I said, anything you want to say, please let me know in the live chat, of course. Leave a like as well if you haven't already. I really would appreciate that. Rasmus says, there are rumours that Sanchez is why De Gea is not signing the new deal because of his wage. I mean, obviously, I would say whatever David De Gea wants, pay him. Just pay David De Gea. I don't care if you pay him £1 million a week. Honestly, I do not care. He deserves every single penny. Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, I would be a bit pissed off if I was De Gea. Sanchez, who's sitting on the bench every week, getting 500 grand, and I'm getting what, like 200 grand, and I'm saving Manchester United's arse every single week. Rasmus says, there are rumours that sorry, I just read that one out. D-Ross says, sell Sanchez and give the board an excuse to buy someone in Jan, or someone like Rabiot. Hey, you know, that might be a good strategy. You know, maybe Sanchez himself has said that he's finding it difficult to kind of settle at Manchester United, and I think a lot of people are definitely kind of seeing that. We kind of see that he's not kind of fully settled at Manchester United, so maybe it just wasn't the right move for him. Maybe we should offload him. I would not like to offload him to any Premier League clubs. I'd like to see him go abroad just so we didn't have to deal with him anymore. But yeah, no, I agree. And also you mentioned Rabiot. I think Rabiot is a very good young talented player. Someone who we were linked with in the summer, although to be fair, who weren't we linked with in the summer? But yeah, Rabiot, I'd definitely be open to that. I think he's much better than someone like Marouane Fellaini in that midfield, so I think he'd be a good option. Rasmus says, if Sanchez is getting 500k, then David De Gea should be getting 500 billion. Lol, Sanchez is doing fuck all compared to De Gea. No, totally agree. I think David De Gea should be the highest paid player at Manchester United because of one thing, my favourite word, consistency. Consistency. He has been a consistent performer. He's never let us down, I don't think, in the last kind of 3 or 4 seasons, which is a lot more than can be said for any other Manchester United player. By the way, thank you very much, Tom. Really appreciate it. Sub to RedDevilWeekly. Thanks for the support, Tom. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to as well, please do feel free to do so. As I can see there, we are only 29 subscribers away from hitting our goal before Christmas. So anything, of course, you guys can do, really would appreciate it. But now we're going to get into the score predictions. I've given you my predicted lineup for the game. I'm now going to give you my score predictions. So I want you guys right now, as I'm doing this, leave your score predictions in the live chat right now. Go, leave them in the live chat. I'll read them all out one by one. Even if you put them in already, I want to read them out again, read them out one by one. And then I'll give you my score prediction for the game as well. Rasa says, Jose spoiled Chelsea for selling Salah, Robben, De Bruyne, and sold Bonucci from Inter, but good to sell Mata, Lukaku from Chelsea. No, yeah, I agree. I think, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I think in some cases he could have done a bit better with, you know, who he kind of bought and sold at certain clubs. But you can't fault his trophy record at some clubs as well. Just the score predictions for this game. So your score prediction for Southampton versus Manchester United. Get it in the live chat right now. I want to see what you guys are thinking, what your guys' score prediction is. Don't be afraid, leave it in the live chat right now if you are watching, and also leave a like as well whilst you're down there. Sport Guru goes with 2-1 United. I'd say that all day long. 3 points is all we need. Rasmus says, my heart says 3-0 and my head says 0-0. Yeah, to be fair, the way we're playing right now is pretty poor, so I totally agree, mate. Totally agree. It could definitely be easily a draw, but hopefully your heart, a 3-0 win to Manchester United away from home would be superb. As I said, Sports Guru goes with a 2-1. S-Skills goes with 1-1 or 1-0 to Southampton. Not very confident there, not very confident. And I tell you what, if we lost this game, I think the pressure would be ramped up on Jose Mourinho a lot more. Rashford goes with a very much more positive prediction of 4-0 to Manchester United. I'd take that all day long. That'd be a brilliant victory. And D-Rush goes with 3-1 to United. Southampton are piss poor. I agree that right now Southampton aren't playing well, but you never know in the Premier League. There are some teams who can be playing really, really badly, but they can turn up, especially against the big sides. They always want to beat the big dogs, so you never, ever know. So, there are your score predictions. Thanks for getting them in. My score prediction for this game, I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Manchester United. I'm feeling confident away from home. Our record this season has been pretty good, so I am looking forward to the game. I feel like we can get the 3 points, and I think Jose Mourinho knows that we need to get the 3 points as well. But away from home, we seemingly have a knack of winning these games and doing better, so I'm going to go with a 3-1 win to Manchester United. I can see Martial getting on the score sheet, and I can also see Romelu Lukaku as well. If he plays, he could get on the score sheet as well. So I think it'll be Martial bagging 2 goals and Lukaku as well scoring 1. So that is my score prediction. 3-1 to Manchester United. So I just froze there. 3-1 to Manchester United is my score prediction. Really hope that comes off. As D-Ross says, we can get the points. Glory, glory, Man United. Of course, we need the points at this stage of the season in the festive period. It's about grinding out results, getting the 3 points, and hopefully gaining on the other opposition teams. But guys, I'm going to end it here. That is all we've got time for. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in. You don't understand how much it means to me, so thank you so much for tuning in. As always, please do leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. We are 29 subscribers away from hitting our goal of 500 subscribers by the end of the year, so please do help me out with that any way you can. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you to everyone. Go and check out Fan Vibe in the description down below. Also, check me out on Twitter at RedDevilWeekly, link in the description down below. I will be live on United Fan Focus at 9 PM, so go and check out their channel in the description down below. But thank you so much to everyone who's watching me tonight. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hopefully tomorrow night I'll be doing the review of the game with a smile on my face. But thanks to everyone who has been watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.